Hello everyone out there and welcome to the movie where you will find out about iOS 9 development with the Swift 2.0. Now a lot of people get really enthusiastic about learning the iOS development, but this is not meant for all the people. Now believe me that in this movie you will get really filtered out that are you ready for the Apple development or not. A lot of people will just say to lure out the students for into the iOS development, they'll say entire students on the entire planet are ready to take this course. No, it's not the case. There are a few hardware hurdles, there are a few software hurdles, and even after that, there is a little bit monetary hurdle along with the mentality. So let me get fixed all of that. This entire module is being designed so that you can find out at a very first stage that are you ready for it or you need to give it a go for some other technology out there. It's really the filter you should have. So let's get started with the hardware hurdle. What is the first hardware hurdle that you need to cross? You should have an Apple hardware. And there is no going around away with that. You should have an Apple hardware. You can have anything, like you should have a Mac Mini, or you can have a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, or iMac or anything, but it should have a latest operating system. Absolutely, maintaining everything, keep updating is really the crucial aspect of the Apple development. You should have at least El Capitan by now, and you should have an Xcode 7.x version right now. And one more thing which might sound really interesting to you, that you do not need an iPad or an iPhone. Now there is a simulator out there in the Xcode which will help you to run your apps. The simulator includes all the simulation version of the iPhone, like iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 5S, 6, 6S, and maybe the Plus versions are also there. So you do not need an iPhone, but there is a but out there. So let me just watch you out there. That if you are ready to rock and roll your app and you have got a pretty huge budget, let's say you want to launch out a next Candy Crush, then definitely you do not want to go along with just a simulator testing. You want to test your app onto some real devices. I'll tell you how to do that in the movie. But right now, if you have that much of budget, that definitely you should go for that. But if you are just starting that out, iPhone and iPad are not going to be that hurdle, but Apple hardware is going to be. A lot of people say that Windows users can also jump into the course. You can simulate into a VirtualBox, virtual machine, or you can also use the cloud base. Let me warn you here. You are not ready if you are onto a Windows and you don't have an Apple hardware. Yes, it is possible to virtualize the Macintosh in some or the other way. And believe me, I have been studying the virtualization for quite a long time. I have studied the Zen and all of that for a long time. And Zen is, if you don't know, is the first virtualization system out there based on, and everything is based on that. There is a Microsoft Azure and all of that. But sidebar, that is all a sidebar. What I want to say that virtualization or the cloud access is not at all a professional approach. You simply want to have an Apple hardware and that's it. That's the line you should always be worried about. So what are the software hurdles? Now, if you're on a Macintosh, software hurdle is not at all big. You just need an Xcode and that's it. Xcode is a simple app which is out there and is available for a free in the Apple App Store. And yes, if you're not aware about the App Store, definitely you are in the wrong course, because we are going to publish our apps and all of these into the Xcode. Now, apart from that, there are some mental hurdles as well. A lot of people who are not at all that much of patient in the mind are learning the programming, and they should learn that the patience is the virtue. You should be worried about that. Whenever you're going to write your codes, it will not work. It will break out. So you should need to have a patience enough that yes, someday it will work. I'll fix that. I'll work out on that. And maybe it's the best time to jump on into the Apple development. Swift is new. A lot of people learned the Swift into the 1.2 version or 1.x version, but Apple has changed quite a lot in this simple 2.0 version, or maybe the more later one if you are studying it later on, but things are stable now. So you can clear up your laptop, you can format it, or maybe you have bought it new. It's a good time. Let's start from the zero. No one is expert out here, especially with the Swift 2.0. And definitely if you want to make an app for your iPhone or iPad, just update everything onto your system. Get onto the El Capitan, get a latest copy of Xcode and get started. And believe me, Xcode is a pretty large file at 3.2 or maybe 4 gigabytes is out there. But why is it so big? What's out there in the Xcode? What is Xcode? A lot of questions are there. So let's answer them in the next movie.